The Cowboys get the win. The Titans get the win over the Patriots. What sort of stood out to you the most from these two, Peter?
Okay, I look at the Cowboys and what they were going through the last 5 days, and I almost think of, like, hate to be grim here, a coroner's office, and there's this corpse, and people are just picking it apart and dissecting it, because that's how the national media was treating the Cowboys. Yeah. Dak stinks. Jason Garrett stinks. Scott Linehan should be fired. They have no receivers. Their offensive line is overrated. The defense... They were awesome last night. And I love Jerry Jones's quote afterwards. We didn't have it on this one. I'm going to give it to you. This is his quote to the local Dallas reporters. "This is particularly rewarding. We were being laid to bear. The past week and really building up to this past week, we were being really operated on and looked to see what's there. These guys, these players, and frankly, Jason Garrett and these coaches, when we really looked deep into this surgery, they came out and we said, it's not terminal. It's not terminal. You look around this locker room right now. Zeke played well. Gallup played well. And Jason Garrett, shout out to him, because with everybody picking him apart for being too conservative, not having the courage, here it is, 4th and 2, a fake punt to Jeff Heath, and gets the first down and moves the chains, and they would later make the points to really get ahead in this game. I love this call, and it's symbolic of the Cowboys. Look, Todd Bowles was on the hot seat, laid an egg yesterday. We're going down to Dirk Cutter, laid an egg yesterday. Yeah. Jason Garrett might have coached the best game of the season yesterday, finding a way to win on the road in the defending champion's house with all of the pomp and circumstance of a former president and Veterans Day and everything going on into this game. Jason Garrett and the Cowboys showed they're still America's team. He's still going to be America's coach. He is going to be the coach for the rest of the season. Game like that really saves his job, and I'll tell you, takes all of us technicians and doctors and everyone working on
playing operation.
Playing operation, it puts us at bay. And I got to say, hats off to the Cowboys. They got the job done.
So it's too early to say this statement, but it'll be so interesting to see what they decide to do with Dak. Dak is you know, your franchise guy. He's going to have to get paid and extended. We'll see how that all turns out after this season.
Dr. Schrags.
Dr. Schrager.
I'm looking on the other side of the ball. Less than 8 months after a parade, Eagles fans booed the team last night. And they should have. They should have. Everyone's all up in their arms. How do you do that? They're booing their performance. And everyone's saying, well, they brought you a Super Bowl to that town. Enough of that. It's enough of the Philly special, enough of the dogs, enough of the mummers costume, because it's starting to sound a little bit like a guy who goes back to his high school campus after he graduates.
Jerry O'Connell.
Yeah,
can't hardly
exactly.
Wait.
Doing belches and everything, trying to like live up the glory days. Here's the thing. Jerry Jones also said this week that he saw the Grim Reaper this week. He saw, not for himself, obviously for the team. He saw, this is now the Eagles' Grim Reaper week. They're going to New Orleans. If your dogs bite somebody, do something, all right? Because this is the game. If you lose this game, it's over. This is not about Philly and me. This is about Marley and me, because that's how this season is going to end. Do something, all right?
You use Marley and me to the
That's the way it's going.
I will say this, with the Eagles fans, we were in London, and I got in the elevator with a bunch of Eagles fans who made the trip over to London. I said, you guys are going to have to be loud. And this Eagles fan who's a diehard looks at me and says, we've been loud all season. They just haven't been good. And I'm like, all right, like, it's quick. That thing, you know, the Super Bowl parade was nice. It was a long time ago now.
You know, I'm looking at the Patriots and Titans game. And for so long, I've looked at the Patriots as an offense that is about as unpredictable as an M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Sure.
It's six
good ones.
And you know what? That team, that offense, that coach has been haunting his former coaches and former players for a long time. Mike Vrabel comes in, and he takes that approach. He says, you know what? I'm going to be unpredictable. And they come out passing the rock. You would think that with the hand injury from Mariota, with the struggles of TD to interception ratio, that they would come out, they lean on Deion Lewis, lean on Derrick Henry early in the game. That's what you would assume. But Vrabel said, no, let's take the approach and give our young quarterback, superstar quarterback who's feeling better, a chance to open up the running game by passing the rock. And then plays like this, it only solidified the fact that a little bit of Bill Belichick has rubbed off on this young coach who used to play for him. So for me, this is great. And on top of that, Deion Lewis at the end of the game, after the game, saying, you know, you go cheap, you get your bleep kicked. And I feel like that's like a kid that used to get a whooping. And you know how you would whisper, like, oh, man, I hate getting whoopings. Your mom be like, what you say, boy? Nothing. And they would say that about the Patriots all the time. You know, the Patriots always go cheap. They never pay anybody. What you say? Nothing. But when you get older and your mom tries to whoop and you're like, Mom, I'm 17. No, you grab that belt. You know, just talk to me. You don't have to whoop me anymore. That's these young kids. That's these young kids looking at the Patriots. Like, listen, you're not whooping me anymore. I'm a grown man. And that was the Titans growing up. I loved it.
But it wasn't a close game like the Eagles and the Cowboys. It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
They, to use your words, whooped the Patriots. Yeah. The Patriots always have that one game that they lose that doesn't make any sense and they somehow galvanize. That's not this. Like, they've done that pretty much 3 times. They've been blown out in these losses, which is so weird, but also just credit to Mariota. You're saying his hand injury, you thought they'd run. I feel like he's healthy. We saw it last week. I sort of like he looks a little bit different, a little bit more comfortable. And he has 4 touchdowns, no interceptions over the last 2, stringing it together. Maybe it just took. He has a new coach, new offensive coordinator, and Matt LaFleur, who I spoke very highly of in the offseason. Maybe it's just like now gelling and coming together at the right time. The defense has been on point all season long, and they held Mr. Brady in check. Oh, yeah. I also love the creativity of what this offense is showing, right? We saw the thing with Brady, and now here you have Darius Jennings to Mariota. This is less than a minute later. Like, this is absolute trolling and flexing on the field, and I was kind of here for it.
Dunked on. It's like what Foles did in the Super Bowl.
Yeah. He dropped it, Foles caught it.
Yeah. Dunked on, as Drake said.